Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Continuing to our Civil 3D Subassembly Composer. In our previous video, we have made this assembly from points, and then we rename it. May put some parameter. Today, we will calculate the daylight, the cut per slope, how to attach the daylight with this subassembly. So I will go to target parameter. Sorry, I will select here the surface. From here I will select existing ground because I want to add existing ground, which is also called natural ground, existing surface. I will write, and from here I can drag its down or up, and I can preview value, enter preview value. So you can see this minus mean down, and plus mean above the subassembly. Okay, so my daylight will be connect from the point 2 to surface, which I will create a point which is called auxiliary point. Auxiliary point is a goose point. Civil 3D will not show in the sub there in the subassembly, but we can calculate. We can use it for calculation. So AP1 is my auxiliary point, which should be connected with point 2. So I will point geometry. From point I will select point 2. Okay, from here I will take the X on surface, so it will move on the surface, which is my existing ground. So I will select the existing ground as a surface target. Now you can see my auxiliary point is on surface now. So now I will create a point, a daylight from point 2, for which I will make the decision, because decision is using for true or false condition. So I will put two conditions, which one will be cut and the other will be fill. Here I put the decision tab. Here you can see there are two condition, false and true. First I will put condition here. Suppose my point number 2 elevation, point y, which is elevation, is greater than P1 elevation. Y is using for up and down, so it's called for elevation. Okay, if the is true, the condition is true, it will be fill, because the auxiliary point will be low. So if it is false, then it will use for cut. So I will point here, create a new point. As you can see, on the other side is automatically included in the fill condition. I will drag this arrow to here. Okay, now from arrows key you can adjust. Okay, now I add point number 5 to do fill side. I will little drag here. Okay, so point number 5 is something which is slope to a surface, directly slope to a surface from here to here. Okay, it will connect to point number 2. From here direct to point number 2, the slope must be 1 2 ratio 1, so it's mean 50%. 50% slope will be there, and the target surface is existing ground. When I add a link to here, now you can see there is a daylight connecting to existing ground. which is pill condition. Okay, I can add a code similar like in previous video. We add code. This is my daylight and close in double comma. Same like I will add code to my link. Top. Sometime I creating top surface and sometime we created bottom surface, so it will use in both. So one condition you can see now the code are related now to the link and points. Okay, now let's check the decision for the cut. I will drag the existing ground above. Okay, I will create another point. Suppose there is a ditch, there is always this new point connecting to the old one, so I will delete this link. I will create from here a new link which is called cut. I will adjust this point little bit here. Yes. Okay, point number 6, suppose there is a ditch and then the cut. So point number 6 will be slope and delta x. So I will search a slope and delta x. Delta x will be distance and the slope. I will put slope. You can see from your typical what slope you are following. So just for practicing, I am using 2:1 and the x is suppose 1 meter. Okay, no need for anything, automatically it creating a link. So press tab or enter to accept, and main thing from which point it will creating. So this will create from point number 2. As you can see, when I select point number 2, it's creating. It's link point number 6 link to point number 2. Okay, I will create another point which will be using as for a ditch. So it's simply x and y. The connection from this point from is point 6 and it will move 0.5 on delta x. Okay, when I press enter, you can see the ditch creating here. Another point to connect with the surface, I will insert another point which will be my daylight point. Okay, this point will be slope to surface and this connecting to point number 7. The slope will be the same but with the positive sign because it will go up and it will target the existing ground. So now you can see both the condition for cut and fill working. If I move here, yes, it's a simple daylight, and if I move above, it's okay. For this condition, if you don't know how to put, go to help. From the help menu, entering and calculation properties data, and from here API function. If you go APS class, you can study this before entering any data here. It will help you to put in some condition. If you don't understand anything, you must go to help and study first this thing, and then go back and put condition. There are lots of things before using this condition. You must study this. Okay, so now as you can see. Okay, so when you are using this existing ground, you can see now I put codes to my pills daylight, but I did not put codes to my cut daylight. So I will put this as a hinge. So point code is hinge, and the links is put in the link in this area, both top and datum, because when you creating top surface it will catch the top point, and when you are using as a datum surface it will catch the datum line. So I use this one. I will copy this and I will put in. You can select from here or you can select from the shape. Okay, this also you can select the hinge or ditch. From here the same value I will paste top and datum. You can see the third one is daylight, so I will use daylight for this one. And the link also the same, top and bottom, datum, sorry. So this was now you have codes and para shape and font. So this was today video. Hopefully you will practice on it. Okay, thank you.